Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, responsive buyers have been more active, and we've seen a move back up towards 1977. And in the overnight session, we've seen a short-term breakout of the overnight balance from 1974. So at this point, heading into the open, we know that bigger picture, the market is simply in a wider range, but over the last couple of weeks, we've seen some more selling, and at this point, if the market can hold below 77 to 79, and especially below 74, then it would tell us that sellers are being more dominant. But if the market continues to hold above 74 and balance at the overnight highs, then we could see a break above the 77 to 79 and a move back up to 82.75 to 84.75, where sellers can still be active. And beyond that, we have resistance at 87.5 to 89. This is very key. 87.5 is the major high volume node in the current balance. So, first test of that can still attract responsive sellers, and we can still get some rotational activity. But off the open, we're going to have to gauge which side is being more dominant. In the overnight session, we've seen that the buy side has been more dominant, and we've seen a move back up towards 77. So off the opening range, keep an eye on 74 and 77. And if the market is continues to balance here, it can really break either way, right? It can either fail at 77 to 79 or below that and head lower, or if it continues to balance above 74, then we could still get an upside move. And because we are at the bottom of a wider balance area and a key support area at the 69.5 to 71.5, we have to understand that buyers can step in here, and we could get a move back up towards 82.75 to 84.75 and 87.5 to 89. So right now the market can really go either way, right? It has been a bit more bearish lately, but at the same time we've had a lot of short-term rallies. We've had some really nice upside moves as well, and now in the overnight session the market has found buyers at an important support area. So you have to be open to a move either up towards 82.75 to 84.75 and 87.5 to 89, or if the sellers continue to press and we start seeing movement below 74, then that would tell us that the sell side is now back a bit more in control, and a break below 69.5 to 71.5 would confirm that sellers are in control. And then on the downside, we may not get much of a reaction at 65 to 67, because if the market is strong, or if the buyers are really going to be active, then we should not even go down there. So a break below 69.5 would confirm that the sell side is in control, and at that point we could actually get a move down to 57.75 to 59.75, which is a strong support zone, another very key high volume node down here. And by that point the range would be exhausted as well. So this 57.75 to 59.75 has potential to shut off the selling and result in a pretty decent bounce back up towards 65 to 67 and potentially higher. So at this point, let's keep an eye on 74 and 77 off the open. Again, in the overnight session, the buyers have been more dominant, so now it's going to be a matter of watching and seeing if that buy side activity continues, and if it does, then that could set up a long up towards 82.75 to 84.75. If we continue to chop and internals continue to be weak and the momentum's not really there on the upside, then we could get a retest of 69.5 to 71.5, and this is really the key support zone at this point. It's the bottom of this bigger picture balance. It's the key support zone from Friday's session. That's where the buyer stepped in. In the overnight session, that's where the buyer stepped in. So, right now the directional bias is very neutral, right? Because we know that the market could either make an upside move, or if it fails at 74 and 77, then we could get some downside activity. But, the buyers have been stepping in on every pullback into support. And, for that reason, it has made it a bit trickier to trade the market, because you have to get good trade location on the short side. And, the aggressive location on shorts hasn't really worked out that well. And then if you're getting good location on long setups, that's working pretty good too. So, overall, the market is still stuck in a balance. And, these next couple of sessions, I think, will clarify which way this market is going, bigger picture. So, off the open, let's watch 74, 77, and we'll take it from there.